Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all doing really well. For those of you that are new around here, my name is Hannah and I'm an author from the southeast of England. My first novel, number 47, came out last July and is available on Amazon, so please do check it out and let me know what you think. This week's video is a book review. I wasn't going to bother doing a book review for this particular book because it's quite old and it really was quite big last year, but then I read it and I was pretty bowled over by it, so I thought, why not? We're all kind of stuck inside, so have some more bonus videos. Why on earth not? So this week's video is a very quick review, because I don't want to give too much away, of My Lovely Wife by Samantha Downing. I hadn't heard of Samantha Downing before I'd read this, only it turns out this was quite popular and successful, and I've somehow completely missed it despite being a self-professed thriller fan. But yeah, so I think Dan's mum lent me this. She got it at the airport. It's a proper, like, it feels like a proper on holiday kind of thriller, like by the pool kind of thing. And I think I read the first 20 or so pages really quickly and then just didn't put it down, really. It took me about 3 days to read it. It's a very quick read. And it's actually really, I personally thought it was quite original. I've seen quite a mixture of reviews, so overall it did pretty well, like commercially, but with like really die-hard thriller fans out there, a lot of people had quite a few issues with it, but I was quite happy to just ignore those because I thought it was fun. So the premise is a married couple, and they basically get sort of semi-successful and then move out to the suburbs in the US. Have a family, and then they kind of, I don't really know what happens to them. They just accidentally, I suppose, end up getting involved in murders, and then the rest of the novel is about them getting away with them, largely. It's hard to say a lot without giving too much of it away, but the first chapter of this is literally the twist. I don't think I've read a thriller in a long time where the twist is so early, and that did make me concerned because I thought, well, the twist was literally in the first 20 pages. Is there going to be another one? And there were other twists, though I think a couple of them for me were a bit too obvious. So they weren't so much twists as almost kind of paying fan like lip service, if that makes sense. So one of the twists in particular you find out quite close to the end. I can't really talk about it because it'll give it away, but when you read it, I kind of got that like, oh, okay, yeah, makes sense. I guess it makes sense for that to happen, and that twist kind of felt like it needed to be there in a way, but it wasn't. It could have been done in a more imaginative way, I think. But overall, really good fun. Very accessibly written, so it's not, you don't have to think about it. Pretty much just switch your brain off, just blitz through it. Really good. It turns out, for when you're stuck in quarantine, because you do just kind of sit there and just lose a couple of days, and we've got some time, so I'd really highly recommend it. Another thing I really liked in My Lovely Wife, actually, that I don't think I've seen an awful lot of in other thrillers, was the added family dynamic. So you've got kind of the two main characters, so the husband and the wife, but then you've got the children. So they've got two children, a daughter and a son, and you've got those two children reacting in what I would imagine are reasonably human ways to what their parents are doing, and I think that's a really interesting dynamic. They were really interesting characters. I think I preferred the kids to the adults in a lot of ways. I don't think the wife was particularly well-rounded. I guess she was a little bit, but I think the husband for me was a stronger character. So he was essentially the main character, and he's also, the book is told through his perspective. And yeah, just the addition of the two children and the idea of trying to run a family household as if it was normal, it just added a really interesting dynamic to it. Yeah, I liked that a lot. So another thing, there are a couple of things. There's things in every book that I think you pick up on, especially when you write thrillers as well. I think I'm quite critical of them now. One thing I picked up on towards the end of this book that I wish would have been done slightly differently was the introduction of a new character. So I'd say about probably over 70% of the way in, you're introduced to a detective. Can't really say much more than that because it'll ruin it, but I think she could have been a very interesting character, and I liked the dynamic and the reaction of the other characters when she was introduced, and I wish that was explored a bit better. it almost felt like either the book needed to be quite a bit shorter to keep the pacing, or it needed to be a bit longer to allow for more of an exploration of the detective character. But either way, I felt that character was lacking a little bit. So overall, My Lovely Wife, really, really enjoyed it. Definitely recommend it. If you're looking for a distraction for a few days, just to switch off, there's not much thinking involved in this book, which is great. It's definitely a kind of by the pool sort of thriller, only we can't be by a pool right now, so I guess on the sofa thriller. It's really good fun. I really recommend it. And I don't really have much of a rating system, but I see other people doing this, so I guess I would probably... I think initially I'd have given it a 5. Because sometimes, you know, when you finish reading a book and you put it down and you're like, I now can't start anything new because this was just, it was good, it was really good. But now I've kind of had it down for a couple of days, I think I probably would give it more of a 4. So we'll go for a 4.5. 4.5 out of 5. Really enjoyed it, definitely recommend it. Pretty sure it's on sale on Amazon, so just go get it really. I guess I'll put the link in the description if you want to go and get it. I really enjoyed it. Good fun. So if you did enjoy this video, please do give it a thumbs up. Be sure to subscribe to my channel for more book and AuthorTube content, and hit that bell icon so you get notified every single time I upload a video. Oh, something else before I leave. I'm also kind of, given that we now have all these weeks to do nothing but read and write, I am going to set up a newsletter. So I started doing this a while back, and then work basically got in the way, and now it's not in the way because it can't be. So yeah, I'm going to set up a newsletter. I'm hoping to have it go out once a month, and every month it will have an exclusive short story in there that will only be seen on the newsletter for that particular month. And it also has some YouTube content and some general bookish stuff. So if you'd like to sign up to my newsletter, I will put the link in the description, and it would be amazing to see you there. Cool. Thanks for watching. See you later.